My name is Rustin Ray, born and raised in Gilbert, full-time Gilbert business owner, currently live in Queen Creek. Okay, we have here the citizens' proposal that we submitted in August, and with the discussion that's gone on tonight with the options with adopting the 2012 International Codes, we feel that option number 3 comes closest to complying with the requests that we have felt from the citizens of Gilbert, business owners, and all those that we have come in contact with. Amendment number 1 is, and that's if option number 3 includes omitting the energy and green code, which should be the low-hanging fruit, the one that we all agree that is not life safety. Option number 3 was somewhat put into, or amendment number 3 was put into option number 1 from council, with no guarantee of what would be removed and what wouldn't, what would or wouldn't be removed. So just to clarify what the council would be passing if they voted to pass option number 1 as proposed by town management. If town management or if town council votes to If town council passes option number 1 as suggested by town management, all these items would still be in the code. All the items that the citizens have been complaining about and are bringing up to the attention of council members. Permits for flagpoles, blower door tests, whole house ventilation. Now many think those are strictly in the energy code, which they are not. Many of them are in the mechanical code. I have references there for that, chapter 3 and chapter 15. AFCI outlets, tamper resistance, carbon monoxide, air duct leakage tests, 75% of light bulbs. That one will be deleted with the energy code, as I understand. Range hood size mandates, no commercial appliances allowed on residential property. No pressure tests allowed on plastic pipes, as plumbers many recommend. Grounding required on detached garages, no bonding requirements for low voltage, breaker ties, on and on and on. All those will still be in there if passed tonight. Also, this other list, all these will remain with no guarantee that they will be removed, with hopes that they will be, but with no guarantee. So with this, the passage of option number 1 as proposed by management, they also expressed tonight that they intend to keep everything that's passed. It will be quite a battle to get any of these approved if outnumbered on the strike force, since their intention has been to keep everything that they passed tonight. So we propose to pass the option number 3 comes the closest, as proposed by town management and as explained by Councilmember Peterson, that it is a reduction in regulation, although it's not exactly what we have come up with reducing the enforcement to the checklist items, which we feel is the best approach, proven, time-tested over past decades, that we've been going off of. It's not all the way there, but it is reducing regulation on the citizens of Gilbert. So we think that adopting only the more relaxed aspects of the 2012 code is along with eliminating completely the energy and green code, including eliminating the existing 2006 energy code. So with that, I thank the council as well for all their time they've spent on this, and I hope they understand the difference between the two options that have been proposed. Thank you.
Mayor Lewis, Councilman. My name is Steve Ray. I'm a fourth generation Arizonan. I have lived and raised a family in Gilbert for 24 years. The Ray family's first farm in Arizona was near the corner of what today is Ray Road and Cooper Road. Ray Road was named after my great-grandfather James Willard Ray. Ellsworth Road was named after one of the sons of my great-grandfather Edmund Lovell Ellsworth. Both roads for the same reason, that their families were the only families living there. I can't remember at what age my father Ellsworth Ray started to take me to work with him at one of the subdivisions he and his brother Oakley Ray developed in Phoenix in the early 1950s. 1959 they incorporated, built 4 model homes on 3200 East Main Street in Mason, began selling homes anywhere in Arizona. After returning from South America, where I had been a regional building supervisor for my father, my father retired and I became vice president of Ray Quality Homes. I later started Vanguard Homes, where I bought 100 lots at Lemon Tree, Val Vista Drive, and Broadway and Mesa. I sold that business to 2 partners and started SRC Homes, Inc. Over the next 20 years, I took raw desert land and developed it through to finish homes. I have seen and experienced a lot of change in home building during my lifetime. I supervised multiple communities simultaneously for the largest home builder in America. I retired as Senior Director of Construction for Aimco, America's largest apartment complex owner and operator. I may have a year or 2 more experience in construction than my cousin, but Gordon has probably forgotten more than I know about home building. For what it is worth, this is what I have seen. Layer upon layer of administrative law and building requirements heaped upon the people that create literally thousands of jobs. Due to that ever-increasing regulations, liabilities, exposure to criminal and civil penalties, the return on investment for many builders has become unattractive and a poor business model. At some point in time, we need to look outside the box that we have unwittingly put ourselves into and try something else. I have shared with you an invitation to a farewell in your packets. After 54 years of struggle to create thousands, if not 10,000s of jobs, depending on how you choose to calculate it, Ray Quality Homes is closing their doors. This is your invitation. I don't have enough fingers and toes to count how many other builders I know that have left the industry to a large extent for the same reason. If you continue down the road you have thus far chosen and adopt the 2012 code, I believe you will ultimately arrive at a place you don't want to be at. Thank you.
Mayor, Councilman, my name is Gordon Ray. I've lived here in Gilbert since 1977. I love Gilbert area. I do not love the way my business has been regulated, especially since the ICC codes have come into existence. From 1978 until 1992, I drew house plans by hand. Most of my plans at that time could be drawn on 2 to 3 pages. I drew several plans for a builder who built many homes in Val Vista Lakes. I drew one plan for that same builder, and he used it in a subdivision in Phoenix. It was drawn on 1 sheet of paper. That builder used that single page to get his permits and to build over 250 homes. I never had one single red line on that plan. By the way, my price back then was 25 cents a square foot for the livable area. All of those homes are still standing, safe, and structurally sound. That same plan today would have to be drawn on a minimum of 5 to 8 pages, take a week or more for plan review, and be returned at least once with a set of red lines. That home would be no more safe built today using the 2012 ICC codes than it was being built back then. On the town's webpage, the following 3 statements were made as for reasons needed to adopt the new 2012 codes. Statement 1, quote, "In order to keep abreast of the latest developments in building, I submit to you that we as builders do not need and do not wait for the codes to come out to be able to adopt and keep abreast of the latest developments in building. Most builders are even ahead of the codes. Statement number 2, to protect the health, safety, and welfare of citizens. Are you telling me that brand new model homes that are for sale in Gilbert right now are not healthy and safe for the citizens and will not be built until they adopt the new codes and start building under the new regulations? I have been in homes in Gilbert built in the mid-20s that are, in my opinion, just as healthy and safe as the new homes will be that would be built under the new 2012 codes. Statement 4, to provide for greater consistency between town and other departments. This statement is a total pipe dream. According to all the subcontractors that I have ever talked to, there is not any consistency in plan review or field inspections, even in Gilbert, and we have been on the same code for nearly 7 years. If anyone thinks for a moment that you can get consistency between towns using the same nearly 10,000 pages of codes and supporting references, you are living in la la land. Thank you.
Hello, council members and mayor. My name is Alan Taylor. I've lived here in Gilbert for 18 years. I've been a business owner in Gilbert for 13 years. I'm a concrete contractor, and I helped build the Gilbert Temple. And they built that structure, and they built it way over code. Code should be the minimum, not a maximum. They should try to keep the cost down so that it can be affordable for everybody that's in our neighborhoods and for all the other townspeople. I had to do a driveway approach, and it cost $1,200 for this homeowner just to spread out his driveway. The fees on that were almost $500, 33%, and the homeowner about died. So we're giving basically the homeowners a huge tax and permits and fees and regulations, and it's taken one of the homeowners over 2 months to get his through. I think it's freedom of choice on all non-structural items. I think it's about simplify, reduce homeowner cost, reduce permit paperwork, reduce government intervention. It's a minimum code, not a maximum. So I think we should be given the opportunity to do all the energy we want, but there are people that can't afford this. Just going with that list of the 30 things on there adds over $15,000 to every new home, which raises the cost for the homeowners, which is our friends and our neighbors that are going to be hit with this huge cost. Custom home permit fees were $6 15 years ago. Now they're almost $15,000. Residential offsite permits, I covered that already. New codes are a lot more complicated. There's a lot more pages, and it's very difficult for the contractors to follow these, as well as the inspectors. I can't tell you how many times the inspectors have come out there and said, no, this is what I want. Well, plan review approved the set. And when they've approved it, then that's what we should follow. But the inspectors say, no, I want you to do this. This is the new code. And so there's a lot of problems out in the industry. I have to deal with inspectors on a weekly basis, and I'm telling you, there's a lot of inconsistency out there in the plans. And the more regulations we add, the 4,000 more pages we're going to have causes more conflict and problems for the homeowners. And it's also more expense for the government as well as the homeowners. And so I'd like to stand up for all the homeowners and say, please, please. We're trying to be conservative, and I know all the council members, I've heard you all at one time say, we're running because we want to be conservative. Well, I'd like you to be conservative for the homeowners and think about the cost that you're throwing on them with these new regulations. Thank you.
Mayor and council members, my name is Calvin Johnson. I used to be a resident of Gilbert from about 85 to 2001. Since then I've moved to Queen Creek. My home was too small for my family. It was interesting, 2 days ago I was in Camp Verde working on a project up there. I talked to an inspector. I says, what are your feelings on the 2012 codes? He says the state is forcing them on us. I talked to a council member in that same area. He said the state is forcing them on us, and the federal government is forcing them down onto the state. The people that are actually doing it are the lobbyists of these big corporations that are making the things, that are making the money, of this stuff. So the final end is the homeowner. And we've all heard the thing that crap runs downhill. The federal government's dumping on us, and end consumer is the one that's fighting it the most.
Mayor, we did receive one more for...
May I actually say one thing? I mean, I'll make it real quick.
Please,
Right here, what I have is 24 letters from business owners.
if you can state your name if you're a Gilbert resident.
Sorry, my name is Marcus Ray. I'm not a Gilbert resident. I was born in Arizona. My dad was born in Arizona. I am the nephew of Gordon, and I'm here to show my support. Right here, we have 24 letters from Gilbert homeowners and business owners against the regulations, and we have 14 names right here of people who wanted to come and didn't have time to write a letter. I would like to be able to hand these to you, and
Please.
so you guys can read them.
And they'll come right over here. Thank you for making that up.